Welcome to Out of Order. I'm Marcus, and I'm here going to work on Millipede. This is a great classic arcade game, one of my favorites. It's awesome to play with the trackball, but I'm going to go through it and actually put on a plexiglass overlay on the control panel and kind of do some other things to it. So nothing major, but figured I'd make a video and show you guys a little bit of the tune-up. But yeah, it's a cool machine. It does have a little bit of rough stuff on it, so I'm gonna try and clean it up over time. But just to kind of get it ready, I do want to put the plexiglass overlay on it, which I think will help as far as, you know, longevity of the control panel, that kind of thing. But yeah, let's go and take a trip, and also I'm gonna have a special guest pop in a little bit later in the video. So I'm working on the Millipede overlay. Greg did a good job of, generally getting it. The one thing is that this section, it's a little bit rough, but we need it to be a little offset since the trackball, comes up and it's going to be real close. You don't want it to, you don't want it to rub on here, but you don't want it to feel restrictive while you're playing. So what I'm going to do is widen this, so basically there'll be a nice extra valley between this and the trackball. Not by much, but what I'm using is a standard hole saw, and so I've clamped it to this piece of wood, and I'm gonna center it and just go down. Now the size that I'm going with, it's a little bigger than what we drilled with, so if I do that size, it's just a little tight. Here's the overlay, right, or the actual control panel. So if I put that there, it just fits, right? I mean, it's pretty much perfect. All right, so there is a perfectly round hole in the plexiglass. Like I said, it's a little bit wider than the actual trackball, which I think is good. Nothing cracked. This hole saw thing's pretty cool, but a little bit extreme. I don't know, it's fine. It's just, anyway. So yeah, there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up and put it back on Millipede, and hopefully the trackball works good. But this is great. It's like perfectly round, so cool. Okay, so I got the control panel overlay back on, and you can see where I cut out the circle. I did sand that down so it's not super abrasive, and it fits well with the trackball. It still, works pretty good. So I think all in all, this machine is pretty much ready to go to the floor. There's some other cosmetic stuff I'm gonna work on, like underneath the marquee there, and then a little bit under some of the control panel stuff, but it's not going to be under a spotlight or under light like it is now. But I actually have a very special guest here.
Hey guys, it's Kevin from Happy Bird Games.
Yeah, Kevin. So Kevin's helped me out, and I've known him for a long time. I think what's funny is we actually live in the same town, but we met at Goodwill, which is hilarious, and recognize each other. And then he's helped me out at PRGE a couple times, so he's been at the booth. And now he's helping out at Galactics, the arcade tap house. So we are getting ready to move Millipede over to the other side. And I thought Kevin would go ahead and play it for us, and I can film it. So Kevin is a Millipede expert.
Let's start.
One thing that's cool is when you start this game too, it lights up player one, the button does. So Kevin's got a really cool video on Millipede on his channel. You should go check it out on Happy Beard Games. It's actually a pretty funny video where he talks about Millipede on the Game Boy. It is the Game Boy, right?
Yes.
And one thing that he just helped me do is I went around back and I used a monitor adjustment tool, and I basically centered it with his help, and then we adjusted the brightness so it's a lot darker. It looks a little bit brighter on camera for some reason, but here in person it's actually perfect. So this game actually looks really good with this monitor. Oh!
It's like a buzz.
Yeah.
Wow, you get 2 lives.
Oh, yeah, I can adjust that. That's pretty
Yeah.
harsh, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty harsh.
2 lives
Usually
may
you
not.
get like 3.
Ooh, yeah, we
Just get
should
some extras.
change that. What's cool is that this board is pretty easy to change, but you actually have to pull it out of this like slot on the back.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, there you go. That's Millipede. All right, so that pretty much does it. But before we go, Kevin, what do you think? Is Centipede superior to Millipede, or is the sequel Millipede better than Centipede?
They are pretty much the same as far as I can remember, and from just playing it just now, it's pretty much the same. It is a really nice experience playing in the arcade machine because you got the trackball. I don't know if I mentioned that in the review, but the trackball is awesome to play with. And at home, like on the Atari, you just got the little joystick, and usually you don't have a trackball at home.
It's brutal with the joystick.
Yeah, it is fun on that trackball. It
Yeah.
adds to the experience.
One thing that helps with this, which is funny, is this is a trick I learned for cleaning up trackballs, but lemon pledge. If you just spray it on there and then wipe it off, don't let it sit too long, but it dissolves all the dirt and the trackball will be like super smooth. So anyway, there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you check out Kevin at Happy Beard Games. And until next time, you know what you're going to do. You're going to keep that shit retro by watching Kevin's video on Millipede for Game Boy.
Yeah.
Later on.